Welcome to the Hypnosis NGH podcast. I'm Eric Damon from the National Guild of Hypnotists. This podcast series offers a fun and serious look at hypnosis and offers various ideas, discuss case studies, along with NGH educational opportunities. Hello, everybody. It's Eric Damon from the Hypnosis NGH podcast, and we are delighted to present today a special roundtable discussion with all my friends. Well, I'm calling them my friends anyways, but no, we've got some great hypnotists that are joining us and talking about a specific topic today and giving their insights on stuff that we really should know. So let's go around the table and introduce. I'm not going to introduce, I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves. Everybody who is joining us on this podcast. We'll start over here.
Hello.
Jump right in.
Hello, I am Amye Scharlau. I've been doing hypnosis for over 20 years. I started with stage hypnosis, transferred over to the clinical as well. I do both, and I am just finishing my master's degree in mental health counseling and will graduate in just a couple of weeks here.
Wow, that's great.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Very.
I am Debi Boushey. I've been an NGH member since 1994. I'm board certified and a trainer. I'm now living in Maine. Happy to be here.
The blueberry state. No, it's not blueberry.
Lobster?
Lobster.
Found out I don't even like lobster.
That's odd.
Hey, Eric. So happy to be here. Wish I had my bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, yeah.
That's how everybody knows me, right? Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. And I'm so glad to be doing some podcasts besides me by myself or just one co-host. I'm here with some really talented hypnotists, and I'm excited to be here. But 1995 when I started.
Wow. So you're the oldest. I mean, the longest person
She's the
being
longest
here.
94, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I keep picking on you.
Dog years. That's
And I'm probably the oldest too.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Ho. I'm from New York. I have been NGH member since 2005. I'm a certified instructor.
Okay. And don't forget
Thank
the
you.
big thing that you do for us.
Oh,
Our
yeah,
over.
I'm the envoy
Yes, she's
to China.
for China for us,
Absolutely.
which has been great.
Cool.
Wonderful. Yeah, I agree.
I didn't hear that.
great growth. And I'm making a prediction.
Yeah.
Over the next 10 years, great growth in China.
Oh, cool.
I agree with you.
And I'll quickly throw in here that Stephanie and I have been talking and making sure that we can definitely, we've got a lot of NGH members over in China and some fun things we're going to be doing webinar wise and stuff like that. So
That's exciting.
it's going to be fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we have a topic du jour or topic of the day or however you want to say it. And I'm hoping that everybody just jumps right in and talks about where do you see our profession of hypnosis 10 years from now? So obviously, from what I've seen, and you guys certainly can jump in and tell us where you've seen it grow up to this point. And then we'll say, okay, where do you see it going from there? So, I mean, obviously, you guys have seen a lot of different changes in hypnosis over the years. I know I have, from being on the sideline, watching my father and everybody else in the NGH.
I've seen a lot of changes just in the time that I've been. And Cal, hopefully you can jump in on this too, because when I became certified in the early 90s, hypnosis was the big trainings, regress to cause. And we specialized in regression work. And over the last several years in the classes, hypnotists are coming to me saying, we're being told not to do regression anymore. And I don't know if I don't know the reason why. Cal, maybe you can speak into that, because I know you also do a lot of regression work. So that's sort of the changes that I've seen. I haven't answered the question where I see it going in 10 years, but that's some of the big changes that I've seen. And now I see it kind of coming around again, where they're starting to get back into the regression. But that's
what you've seen to this point,
up
and
to
now
this
it's starting
point.
to.
Yeah, but Cal, can you speak into that more? Or?
I think that what's going on is it depends where you live, right? If you're in California, there's a kind of different school of thought, and then there's the Eastern, Harry Aaron's kind of school of thought. And I kind of, so I think that for a lot of people, the age regression phenomenon was just like over their head.
Mm-hmm.
Then other people like you and me that were just rolling up our sleeves and did a lot of age regression type work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's going to happen over the next years, the world gets smaller and smaller, right? As communication like podcasts like this reach around the world. And what happens is that we're going to have a more, I don't know if this is the right word, homogeneity, that we're going to become more and more synthesized and on the same course as we, join forces, so to speak. And the NGH, one of the mission of NGH, if I understand it, is really to bring all these diverse ideas together.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And then what happens is through trial and error and success and what works in business, what doesn't work in business, with clients and what type of clients and medical and versus non-medical, and like all this kind of stuff, we start observing what's going to happen. And I think we're going to be more and more consistent in our approaches.
Yeah, I like that.
That's my prognostication.
Very deep. And you almost got
Like hypnosis.
like
the deeper you go, the better you feel.
you got a little thunder when you were talking. Or was that the air conditioning?
Look at each other.
It's actually the air conditioning. But anyways,
Yeah, I think that as VR and AR
Yes.
technologies advance, there might be opportunities for integrating hypnotic techniques to immersive experiences. So this could be revolutionize how hypnotherapy is delivered, how people can experience guided meditations.
now that would be interesting. AI getting integrated in some fashion in hypnosis. I mean, personally,
There's an app in the bookstore. They're using
that fashion,
AI
sure.
to integrate. Yeah.
but I don't think you could ever get away from that one-on-one in any fashion.
No, and that's not even the purpose of the app. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff.
The future. I'm going to switch over and talk a little bit about what I'm seeing as the future in stage hypnosis. And I've also discovered, because I've been doing stage hypnosis for 20 years, that there are additional challenges to stage hypnosis, because a lot of times you'll get a room full of people and then they look out, your volunteers on stage, your panel will look out in the audience and see a sea of cell phones pointing right at them, and they get very self-conscious.
Yeah.
So that's something that we're going to be, this whole social media, and some people are still game, but it's something you definitely need to be addressing as a stage hypnotist. What I am predicting is, my tagline for my show is uniquely positive stage hypnosis. So what I'm doing is elevating it, and it's all of my clients, they win every single skit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the only way it's going to survive is if it's very, very positive and empowering and uplifting, and they leave the stage feeling better when they came on. So the tone of the shows, I think, are evolving in a really, really good way. That's going to feed in really well with hypnotherapy and what we're doing there.
Well, I would say that even, either be stage hypnosis or it be clinical hypnosis, that you always have to evolve in looking at how you can improve on things. And especially like we had a talk from Scott Giles and how you have to look at ethics, and you have to,
Yes.
and that definitely plays into stage hypnosis as well. That's what people, want to know, that they're comfortable.
Right.
Either way, either be a stage or clinical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. With also the day and age, like everything's changing so fast, even without getting into the politics, but I think politics is going to come into the future of hypnosis as well. Like you just mentioned, we're having changes where no longer do we have the union, we have PAR now with the NGH. One of the things that I think is so important is that we do keep the integrity. We do keep watching out for our clients' best interest. But I've been finding with clients that I've been seeing is that the environment is changing, even with people. Like people don't know what the right thing to say anymore. They don't know who they're going to offend by speaking. They don't know who's going to get upset if they say the wrong word. I always say the wrong thing. My foot is always in my mouth. I'm always I'm always offending somebody, not intentionally. But the future of hypnosis, I think, as far as people who really want to take this sincerely to help people, need to have an umbrella like the National Guild, because I know there's a lot of other guilds out there. I don't know. You guys might know better than I do. I think the guild is the national guild is the only one really doing the legal protection for hypnotists to do the work. And that's my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, even Cal was part of helping, making sure that with ethics and everything were into play here. And I believe you did something with Scott at the convention not too long ago.
Yeah, one of the things, like I was saying, we're just getting more and more behind like a banner and a way of doing things. One of the things that NGH has really been good at is bringing a population of hypnotists together. They might be diverse thought, diverse techniques, but that just the number, right? And being able to put our minds together and focus on things. Thank God for Dr. Reverend Scott Giles, right? What he does for hypnotists is amazing, keeping track of all that stuff.
Yeah.
And ethics. Didn't we just add one new thing to our code of ethics? Do you remember what that was off the top of your head?
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I mean, because we redid a lot of that for the PARS system because,
I was in class and I was going through the code of ethics. Oh, wait, there's a new one. And that shows that we're moving ahead, staying up with the times and stuff like that. And because we have that track record over since 1955 as an organization, right? What's the best way to predict the future? I mean, predict the future is look at the past, right?
Right.
And then we're just going to keep on being that force.
Yep.
So I want to say something about ChatGPT, right? And that's really, really new. As for the 5-Path Journal, I actually had it write an article for my journal.
Okay.
I said, write me a hypnosis script, right? And so then it just said, for by who? I just said, by ChatGPT, just to get the conversation going, So, and ChatGPT right now, which is the AI thing, right? It just kind of does like a big look out on the internet and synthesizes something all together. But that's going to be interesting to see how that affects. But I don't think in the next 10 years we're going to have AI replace the hypnotist.
No, it's going to be more of a tool in that
Like
sense.
write me a script about such and such, and they can go in and then have a starting point. Right. Because one of the key things that a hypnotist does is we care about our client.
Yes.
Right.
And we can identify.
Yeah.
In some way, right? And no robot, no ChatGPT is going to be able to do that.
Right.
Like you're saying, Eric, it's just a tool.
Right. You cannot take away that personal side of
That's true.
hypnosis. I mean, it has to be there. Even though there's sessions and things done virtually or online, I mean, there's still important things that the hypnotist makes sure that they're doing for ethics, and also that that in personal touch again. I say because it has to be there, or you won't be successful. The client won't be successful at what they're looking to do either.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
Yeah, with the advance in AI, I think there might be development in the personalized hypnosis, those sessions delivered by apps, right? So which could adjust in a real time that based on user feedback. So they just feed you back right away.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things as hypnosis continues to grow, it's still going to stay solid the way it is because there's a core. I mean, in talking from where it started to where we are now, there's still a core of how hypnosis is done and approached. You can't get away from that, even in the future. Even if we're driving around in Jetson space cars or
The Jetsons.
Hypnosis from Mars. Got it is.
yes, she mentioned that before we even started, and she was going to try to do that. So
Here's the thing also, like right now with everything changing and there's a lot of people who are advertising get certified in 3 days and get certified and then do ayahuasca. There's a lot of things that are starting to be brought into sessions that we may not be qualified to really do. And the way I see it, not to be like a doomsday because I see it getting better, but it looks like there's going to be some challenges like in the next 5 years, like real challenges that hypnotists are going to need to really come together. If there's any competition amongst us, which I don't believe in, get rid of the competition so we can still support each other to move forward, because I think we're all going to have to really come together to really sort of rise above whatever the political challenges, whatever the challenges are that want to stop us doing the work that we're doing.
Right.
And but then after that, I think there's going to be another shift, and I think it's going to get even easier.
Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be challenges.
Yeah.
You know, it happens in any profession, and it's how you deal with it.
Did I ever tell you they call me Debbie Downer sometimes?
Wah, wah.
Quit being so realistic.
Yeah, we don't need reality.
So sorry.
Want to throw anything else out? I mean, you look like you wanted to say something.
I'm just taking it all in. I'm like really agreeing that one of the things I love about the NGH is that umbrella of the ethics, and that's people's main concern. I've been finishing up an internship, so I've been seeing a fire hose of clients, just client after client after client, literally 30 seconds in between. A lot of them are mandated through my site or through a hospital, so they're people that don't necessarily want to be in therapy, but they have to do it in order to be discharged. And I still see a lot of pushback against hypnotherapy and hypnosis. And you come up with EMDR and they're all in. They've got like they have a great image of that. Guided imagery, great. They're all in. I do get some people that are like, yes, hypnotherapy, but I do still get that huge skepticism. So we're still working on it.
Well,
I think we're doing better, but we're still working on it.
I think you always will. I mean, there's an unknown there for people who, you know, all of a sudden somebody suggests that maybe you should, you know, go see a hypnotist.
Mhm.
And when they don't know, that's when they're like, well, and I'm amazed. I mean, I've been looking to see how many of the stars and people from Hollywood. There are tons of people who definitely count on hypnosis.
Oh, absolutely.
For all types of things, you know, I obviously everybody does. There's lots of people that do, but I throw out the Hollywood stars and things only because everybody does, and that's more the exclamation point on what I was saying.
And athletes.
Yes.
Athletes too.
They make really great ambassadors for hypnosis.
So our own executive director, Jeremy Bashan, has done some stuff with wrestlers, and it's been very positive.
Yep.
Helped them a lot. So, I mean, again, as we get to the future, I think you're right that we're going to see, you know, things that will augment and assist us in doing a better job in hypnosis. But the core of what is done is never going to go away.
That's right.
I'm hoping that I think we're going to be able to make a real leap forward as hypnotists and the profession as we attach ourselves to things that are already very solidly accepted, right? Like academia. Okay. So like we break into consciousness with people like stars, right? So-and-so is using hypnosis. But if we can, like, for example, right now, medical college, university in Nevada is now looking at studying 7-path self-hypnosis over a 5-year period.
Right on.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because one of the students is a psychiatrist who's a professor, who's a scientist, and runs part of that university out of UNLV, right? But we start attaching ourselves to already strongly established entities like universities. I'd like to see a bachelor's degree come up in psychology or nursing or counseling that has an emphasis in hypnosis.
Nice. Yeah.
See
That would
how
be
we
great.
attach it
That's
to a
true.
Great thing
minor
for the future. Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mhm.
So, and then that would become a bachelor's degree in like nursing and hypnotherapy, that kind of thing. I think was just really solidify the credibility of hypnosis in the consciousness around the world.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
But now you have a graduate, Christy.
Christy
Who's it?
Cowell.
Yeah, she's a nurse. And
She was a nurse anesthesiologist for 20 years and just hung up her shingle there to do full-time hypnosis training, NLP, and everything. Yeah.
NHS and CNRA or something like that, certified nurse anesthetist.
Yeah. And
Quit. Now she's a hypnotist.
yeah.
Back
Nice.
out there.
And now Chrissy's working with all the nurses now. She
Right.
teaches self hypnosis certification with the whole nursing board. So
So I think all of us probably see that definitely on the medical field, there are more people who it definitely helps them do their job. I mean, I know from my medical background that hypnosis helps you to be successful at whatever you're doing.
Mhm.
Mine was emergency medicine, so ambulance services. So you saw
Yep.
people at their worst. And I used to say all of the time to my crews that, the biggest part that you have to do is you have to talk to your patient, relax your patient before you even put a Band-Aid or anything else on them.
Mhm.
Because that's a lot of the problem that happens, that they end up having, makes it worse. Let's put it
Right.
that way. They have an issue, but it makes it worse because they're just
Make that human connection first, right?
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
important.
So,
To be more cooperative. Mhm.
so the other thing I wanted to throw in is I see from the NGH when we're talking more virtual type of training and things like that. That I know that we're going to be doing audits now because in person is we've always done different audits that way. Now that it's going to be not totally virtually, but when people are doing that, we're going to want to see some of the recordings or have them on file to make sure that ethically everything is the way it's supposed to be. And
I think that's really important.
it's
that-
very
to do
important.
that. I think
And
that's-
of course, since COVID, it's changed in how those are done.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. I think that's, go ahead.
I'm going to say everything about COVID was bad, except it put people online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that made the world a little bit smaller, didn't it?
Mhm.
And
No, we've been doing online stuff for years before
oh,
COVID.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've done online classes for 16 years
Yeah.
before that.
Some people I've been doing long distance sessions before there was video chat, just by the phone. So
Mhm.
yeah,
that long, huh?
that long. I'm that old.
Was it a
Dr.
landline?
Damon,
Sometimes it was.
Whoa!
Dr. Damon, as part of his chiropractic practice, had done hypnosis by phone. Did you know that?
Oh.
I did not know
I
that.
think I
That
had
is so
that.
cool.
Yeah, I think I heard
So
that.
I mean, that's rotary dial days.
Yes, it was.
Maybe not quite hanging on the wall,
Yeah, it wasn't the
the crank,
crank the phone thing, but
but it was back there.
But it's exciting to me. Like I love seeing the changes. I just think it's going to keep getting better and better personally.
Yeah.
And the world's getting smaller. I mean, to see clients,
So true.
when I first started off, all my clients were local, and now Lebanon in the morning and Singapore in the evening
Right.
and Texas in the afternoon.
There's
So
a
it's-
song in there someplace too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a country song.
yeah.
Definitely a country song.
Well, so I mean, yeah. Anything else you want to add in that you think that? I mean, again, I would think we're all talking the same thing. That there's going to be some changes or additions that help us do a better job
Hmm.
at what we're doing. But I don't think the core of what is done by hypnosis is going to drastically change in the future.
Well, think about it. It's been on the planet since there's people.
Yeah,
How can
exactly.
it really change, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hypnosis as a service. Well, I do anticipate there's going to be a challenge, and that AI and the likes are going to, if we're not careful, turn hypnosis into a commodity.
Hmm.
And by that I mean it sells by the lowest price,
Hmm.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And that we have to. It's our responsibility to educate the public so that they know that there is something better than that.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that is a caring, skilled, experienced hypnotist or hypnotherapist
Breathing.
Yes.
that can work with you
Yeah.
and care about you.
Yep.
Because that is going to happen. It's going to divide. There's going to be the VR, AI kind of thing. And what
Right.
happens with technology? It always gets cheaper,
Yeah.
Right.
right? And then you can say, well, you got to charge $100, $200, $300, $400 on up for hypnosis session. Why should I do that when I can pay $200 for a VR set of glasses and then
Mhm.
have all this stuff? Well, the reason is because that there's no heart and soul.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you want somebody to care,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just have some spider of all the internet. That's how these things
Right,
work,
the
right?
search engine.
Gather stuff and synthesize it in and spit it out to you. You want someone that is living, breathing, has a heart, cares about you, and
Yes.
has a real life experience. Not because every time AI does something, they just do it.
Right.
Mhm.
They just do it so fast.
Yeah.
But AI doesn't have, years of experience with a particular
Right.
topic.
Right. Or
Mhm.
watching somebody's expression on their face, how they're changing throughout a
Yeah.
session.
That's
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Because that's really how you look at your client, to see if how they're reacting and how they're responding
Yeah.
to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hypnosis.
Feeling the mirror neurons, being in the
Right.
same
Yep.
space with them.
Empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cool. Thank you, Eric.
Ta-da.
I appreciate you all
Yeah.
joining me
Yeah.
for this roundtable discussion. You guys are the first, so you'll all be getting a ribbon that says I'm number one.
Awesome.
I got to go buy them, but anyway,
You can make them.
I'll make them. With
You don't have a 3D printer where you can.
no,
spit 'em out?
no. I'm sorry.
Not yet, anyway.
You're so last century.
I just have this podcast microphone, so that's all I've got. Thank you.
Always enjoy.
Over and out.
(2024) Continuing Education Seminars by internationally known hypnotists. National Guild of Hypnotists, Incorporated. 22nd Annual. Tuscany Hotel and Casino. 255 E. Flamingo Erd. Las Vegas, Nevada. 702-893-8933. Group code 0224GUILD. February 24th and the 25th, 2024. Award-winning presenters: Cal Banyan, Sean Michael Andrews, Tom Nicole E., Roberta Fernandez, Don Motton, Robbie Spear Miller. February 24th and 25th, 2024. Early bird, only $300. Pay before February 1st, 2024. Save $50. After February 1st, $350. $25 cancellation fee, $50 no-show fee. Tuition includes all presentations, handouts and outlines, 16 hours of CEUs, certificates of completion, lunch each day, registration 8 a.m. program 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Register. Today, phone 60342-99438. Online, www.ngh.net. Email ngh@ngh.net. Train the Trainer class. February 26th through March 1st, $1,995. Includes solid gold weekend. Board certification exam. Sunday, February 25th, 2024. Program subject to change without notice. Building a better practice through intentional public speaking. Learning how to intentionally present your message is the most effective marketing tool you possess. Public speaking allows you to become the subject matter expert on whatever topic you are presenting. In this presentation, Roberta will share why learning to present yourself in the proper way can help you grow your practice with zero to minimal cost. Speaking enables you to reach diverse audiences, specific audiences, and become a better networker. Learn how to choose the audience to fill your niche. Explore ideas for building your reputation. Discover ways to use training to build a referral network. How to get your audience to market your workshop for you. Gain tips for making yourself memorable. See Roberta model how a presentation will lead you to the clients you desire. Roberta Fernandez, BCH, CI, Henderson, NV, is a personal and professional development consultant and the owner of Fair Hypnosis. She is a renowned corporate trainer and an eloquent public speaker. Roberta has conducted thousands of individual client sessions over the past 15 years and has spoken at numerous government and academic and organizations.
3. Easy things to implement immediately for practice building. There are 3 things any practicing hypnotist can do immediately for business growth and to increase revenue. The best news is, they are all easy to do. Do you want to know what these 3 things are that will help build your practice and income as a professional hypnotist? Be there and I'll spill the beans and hold nothing back. Where to find your warm market and ideal client immediately. Why, when the work is done, it's not done. How to avoid the pitfalls of offering package sessions and what to do instead. How to avoid competition in our profession. What a complete hypnosis program consists of and how to price it properly. Maintenance and reinforcement programs. The fastest way of increasing income by the end of next month. Tom Nicole E., BCH, CIOB, Kenny, OH, is a board-certified hypnotist, certified instructor, NGH advisory board member, Order of Braid council member, and adjunct faculty member. He is also an internationally published author and speaker. The success of his work has been covered by Dateline NBC and other national and local television radio shows, and newspapers and print publications such as Forbes and Shape magazine. Instant and rapid inductions. Are you ready to become a more successful hypnotist who is able to effectively and efficiently hypnotize almost anyone, almost anywhere? This is very much a hands-on presentation with lots of practice. You will learn how to recognize the most highly hypnotizable people, instant inductions to bring the most analytical clients into trance, how to give amazing presentations that will wow the crowd and bring in clients to your practice. The Annie West safety check to ensure your client's well-being. The 58-second pre-brief that sets up your client for trance. The world's most powerful hypnotist routine that always amazes the crowd. Exactly what to do at a party when someone asks you, "Can you show me some hypnosis?" Sean Michael Andrews, BCH, CI, The Villages, FL, is an expert at inducing trance, and some people consider him the world's fastest hypnotist. Sean has taught hypnosis in 19 countries, and he has appeared on television in 4 countries. He is the author of 2 books on hypnosis, and he has run successful hypnosis practices in 3 states. Time tunneling technique, modern age regression. Break through your limits and your client's limits with the modern and effective time tunneling technique, TTT. Even if you have not yet been trained in age regression, Cal reveals how you can use his new technique and break through old limiting beliefs and patterns to create much greater success for yourself and your clients. He will also let you in on some of the latest discoveries on how to use TTT to work on some of the most difficult issues. This technique can truly break through the limits you are experiencing in your practice. TTT for instantaneous induction of clients and yourself. TTTT for fast and effective age regression results for permanent change. Much better than the old affect bridge technique for age regression. TTT for insight breaks through even the toughest patterns. TTT gets to the cause of the problem fast and uses emotional alchemy. This new technique can boost any hypnosis practice. Cal Banyan, MA, DNGH, CI, OB, Dallas, TX, has a master's degree in psychology, has written several highly praised books, manuals, and produced many hypnosis-related training programs. He has received many awards and is a member of the Order of Braid Council. He also produces an award-winning weekly hypnosis video program, Hypnosis, etc.
Cultivating credibility, harnessing the power of client testimonials. Robbie Spear Miller, CI, OB, Burlington, On, Canada, is a distinguished figure in the world of hypnosis, renowned for her transformative work. As the Director of Hypnosis Training Canada, she trains hundreds of aspiring hypnotists with the Master Hypnotist Society method of hypnosis training. She also mentors people into building flourishing hypnosis clinics that generate 6-figure incomes. With an impressive career spanning nearly 2 decades, Robbie has touched the lives of countless clients through her expertise in hypnosis.
Overcoming the 25 mistakes that many hypnotists make. They say that you cannot please everyone. That is not the case with this exciting presentation. Don has selected 25 errors that hypnotists too often make. He will then demonstrate the correct way to respond. Inductions, marketing, regressions, metaphors, group presentations, hypnotic convincers, and much, much more. Eliminating negative prognosis from the medical community. The FBI techniques that develop rapport in seconds. One weight loss technique that should be used in every session. Understanding and using the WWIH. The hidden meaning when using a beach scene with a client. The scene about a pond can wipe out stress. Have clients realize the time with you is the best times of their life. Don Motton, DNGH, CMI, OB, Summerfield, FL, is the Vice President of the NGH. He opened his first Hypnotism office in August of 1980. To date, he has hypnotized over 50,000 people. Don has the practical experience in every phase of hypnosis. Don is the only hypnotist to ever be named Educator of the Year 3 different times, 1993, 1996, and 2000. In 1994, he received the Ormond McGill Chair, and in 1997, the Rexford L. North Award.
Thank you for listening to the Hypnosis NGH podcast. You're welcome to share your ideas for future podcasts by emailing us, nghpodcast@ngh.net.